is John and myself at the zoo 2 hours ago. We were kind of jealous of Steve, our host. Steve has an opportunity to have this amazing outreach with, he involves music, he involves his kids, he has kids just earning stamps to get a free plant, but you have to have a plant, a license to plant, right? And just for those interested, is just past the hippo pond. You go across the zebra skyway, and on your left you'll find this opportunity. Steve figured it out. This is an industry-driven group, and all of us see the potential and the need to create habitat. And over the years, and I only joined in 2017, the UAA have been at it 2015, we talk about soil, seeding practices, enhancement of habitats like the herbicide application. And in addition, we're trying to find ways to communicate the positive changes that are taking place on rights of way. Because there are a lot of good things that are taking place. And we're finding outlets to communicate that message. And what Steve presented here this morning, he said, we do all of these fun activities, and the one that stood out to me was a license to plant. And to me, that made me think about the zoo of Cincinnati, and then immediately I connected that to the zoo of Wall Street. And Wall Street is looking at the social license to plant, or, Tim mentioned the social operational license that you have as a utility, as a DOT, in the eyes of the public. How are you being seen? How are you being interpreted? How do you communicate with your customers, with your clients, with the general public? And one of the social licenses to operate in the zoo of Wall Street is referred to as an ESG index, or Environmental Social Governance Index. And here you have a bunch of investors that are looking at all of these different numbers and these metrics, and they're going to say, hey, this company is worth to invest in because they are positioned well moving into the future from a sustainable perspective. So in Schaumburg, we had a breakout session on the ESG index, and I was asked to provide a very brief update on what happened since we had that discussion. Two things happened since February. The first thing was that the UAA Environmental Stewardship Committee developed a matrix, a maturity matrix, a vegetation management maturity matrix for vegetation management departments. And let's see. This is a self-assessment tool. We tested it at a few utilities. We shared it with Encore. We had Rich Hensley on the table. He was very nervous, like we're going to look at what. Once we understood that it was a self-assessment tool and that we were going to discuss the results, he was more at ease and to get a slower pace. And the maturity model is pretty much a self-directed self-assessment tool that you can download on the UAA's website, and you can look at a roadmap of how you can project growth to maturing your vegetation management, your vegetation department. It has 4 levels, and the higher you mature in each level, the better you are positioned to become more transparent in the work that you do. And in addition, the better you are prepared to engage a variety of different stakeholders. You do it on an annual basis. As a suggestion, look at, hey, I'm currently at maturity level number 2. It's great, where are we today, but what all can we engage in the next 2 or 3 years to grow to maturity level number 3? So it kind of lays out that roadmap. And the ultimate goal is to have all of these outlets that you communicate to your general public, or your customers, or your stakeholders, or the board of directors, what you do in terms of habitat restoration. The next thing after that meeting, we had a variety of good meetings with several utilities that looked at the ESGs out there on the market. Their general reporting initiative, we have the Dow Jones Sustainability Index. EPRI has made great strides in reporting habitat on the ESG index, but similar to the scorecard of what we saw this morning, there are huge different varieties. How do you interpret this? What is the percent coverage? What is, how do you properly put numbers to these more ambiguity kind of metrics out there? It's tricky. It's a slippery slope. So We had many discussions on how can we fairly communicate habitat so that investors can look at it across companies in a fair, comparable manner, right? Then we reached out to EEI, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that EEI was approached by one of the largest asset management companies in the world, BlackRock, and they said, hey, could you assist us to provide more insight into the environmental, social, governance practices of utilities so that we can look at those when we decide what company to invest in. And EEI developed a template. We looked at the template and we said, could we make some suggestions in the natural resource section of the template? We worked very closely with Rick, EEI. We have currently narrowed it down to the mandatory and voluntary, good discussions about how to move this forward in a fair manner. This particular outlet of ESG reporting is so fascinating and so incredibly, what's a good word? Incredibly, it's almost like a crystal ball. It provides you insight into where the industry as a whole, a working group or industry-driven approach wants to move towards to. What we currently run into is that we might have to reach out and communicate to the investors what good habitat is, how it's reported, and how we would like to report it. Because of this particular intriguing topic, we designed an entire panel discussion around it. And for the diehards among us, or those that are really interested and want to have a keen insight of where we see the industry moving towards to in terms of reporting habitat in a fair, consistent manner across the board, join us on Thursday afternoon. This was just a teaser, but on Thursday afternoon, just before lunch, we have 3 large utilities and EEI that will present 45 minutes on just this topic alone and what the future might hold in terms of finding outlets to reporting habitat in the zoo of Boston. Thank you.